allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy Half Day!
EHS News is next.
Good morning, I'm Jess.
And I'm Alexa. If you took the ASVAB, you can swing by the College and Career Center at lunch to pick up your scores. Eagle High Library is hosting a special event this week. Show us you're following us on Instagram at #EHS Library and get a free, super cool Eagle Mustang Thunder keychain and a piece of candy. Join us at the library during lunch today and make a creative paper strip pumpkin.
It's Red Ribbon Week. Here are your dress-up days. Monday, lay off drugs. Tuesday, drugs don't work out. Wear your athletic clothes. Wednesday, drugs are scary. Wear your Halloween costumes, but remember, no masks. Thursday, wear your red.
On November 1st at 7 p.m. in the auditorium, the Eagle High Symphonic Orchestra and the Eagle High Chamber Orchestra are performing their fall concert. The concert is free and everyone is welcome to attend. Attention FCCLE officers, you will have an officers only meeting Wednesday during lunch. Bring your lunch and please be prompt. Science Club will meet this Thursday at lunch in East 105 in Mr. Cornell's room. Art Club meeting at lunch tomorrow in the art room. Key Clubbers, pick up your butter braid packets in room South 211. We only have 1 week left. The bus safety video starts now.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Kate.
We'd like to talk to you about school bus safety. We know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is going to be boring.
I already know everything I need to know.
And I have more important things to talk about.
In some ways, we agree with you. This isn't exactly exciting stuff, and you've probably been through it all before. And you already have so many rules to follow, right? So why do you need more rules? Well, this is important for one simple reason. It could save your life. So please, just give us a few minutes of your time, and we'll go over some of the dangers of riding the school bus and ways you can avoid them.
Let's start with the most important concept, your outlook and attitude. You see, we take a lot of things for granted.
We get comfortable with things that we're familiar with.
That's right. For example, we feel comfortable around the school bus because we've been riding it for so long.
But every once in a while, it's good to remember that school buses are big, heavy pieces of equipment that can hurt or even kill you.
That's so true, Kate. Now, as you probably already know, school buses are the safest way to get to school. But still, an average of 12 students are killed every year getting on or off the school bus. 7 are killed by the actual bus, and another 5 are killed by passing drivers who ignore the law and pass the bus when it's stopped.
But those are just numbers. The fact is, these were real people who had real friends and real families. They had a bright future ahead of them, and now they're gone. They're gone forever. So let's talk about 5 important subjects that'll keep you from getting hurt or killed by the bus. Danger zones, being on time, passing cars, drawstrings, and riding the bus.
First of all, danger zones are the areas around the bus where the driver can't see you. If you get into one of these blind spots and the driver starts to move the bus, you could get run over. The worst blind spot is right in front of the bus. The driver can't see you there. And the closer you are to the front of the bus, the worse the blind spot is. That's why it's important to stay far enough out in front of the bus for the driver to see you. Students have dropped things here, right in front of the bus, and when they went to pick them up, the driver took off and ran them over. If you drop something anywhere near the bus, just tell the driver. Don't even try to pick it up. It's not worth it. Think about it. If the driver is busy helping you, they can't run over you at the same time. This is very important. Never, ever reach under the bus or try to pick up anything close to the bus. Ever. You want to know how easy it is to make sure the driver can see you? Just make sure you can see them. If you can see them, they can see you. These days, most buses are equipped with a crossing gate on the front of the bus. It swings out when the bus is stopped to keep you out of the danger zones. Don't try to step over it or go around it, or you'll be in a danger zone and you could get hit.
We started with danger zones because they pose the greatest risk. But danger zones are all around the bus, in the front, down the side, and behind the bus. Like we said, danger zones are anywhere the bus driver cannot see you. Now let's talk about our second topic. Always be on time.
This one's confusing. How does being on time relate to bus safety?
Well, Mike, if you're on time, you won't be tempted to run after the bus and risk falling under it. You should always get to your stop on time and wait with the others at least 5 big steps away from the road. Don't be pushing or shoving while you're in line, or someone could fall under the path of the bus. And remember to wait for the bus to pull up and stop before you start to board. Now, if you're late and the bus takes off, don't go running after it, beating on the side. Students have actually slipped and fallen under the rear wheels and were crushed. That would be horrible. So instead, turn around and go back home and find another way to get to school. In fact, running after the bus is so dangerous that bus drivers are instructed to send you home and will not let you ride anyway. They want you to understand how dangerous it is to run after the bus. Many students have died this way.
That's really sad. And you know, those danger zones are just as dangerous at the end of the day as they are in the morning. At the end of the day, when you get to your stop, gather your things and get off the bus. Never get off at the wrong stop. Take 10 big steps away from the bus and the road, and be sure the driver can see you. That way, you'll be clear of the danger zone when the bus pulls away. And never walk down the side of the bus. Always walk at least 10 steps away from it. That brings us to our third topic, cars that illegally pass the bus.
You'd think they'd stop like they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't.
That's how accidents happen and people get killed. If you're crossing the street at your bus stop and a car comes flying by, chances are they might not see you. If they're coming up from behind the bus will be blocking their view of you.
And if you ever hear the bus honk its horn while you're crossing, you should freeze and look at the driver for direction. If a car honks its horn, then you should quickly go back to the safe place where you came from.
You have to look both ways before you cross the street. Even though the driver will signal when it's time to cross, you should still look both ways before you cross the street.
That's one of the first things we learned when we're little, look both ways.
That's right. And the rule hasn't changed. Stay in the driver's sight. Make eye contact with your bus driver, who can use the mirrors to see if anyone's trying to pass the bus. Make sure you're a good 10 steps in front of the bus if you have to cross the street. When your driver gives you the OK signal, walk forward and stop at the edge of the bumper. Then look left, right, and left again before you cross. Remember, if you're too close to the front of the bus, the driver can't see you.
Oh, by the way, never cross the street behind the bus.
You have to be aware of what's going on around you, or you can get hurt. Now, I know we all listen to music sometimes.
And we text all day long.
No surprise there. But when you're getting on and off the bus, you have to look around, especially when you're crossing the street. So, take a second, look up and around before you step out.
Here's a safety subject that'll surprise you. Drawstrings.
Drawstrings?
Yep, drawstrings. They catch on the bus door and handrails, and you can get dragged when the bus pulls away. Sometimes the driver doesn't even know you're being dragged. 2 kids were dragged to death just last year, one in New York and one in Florida. And they weren't little kids either. They were both in junior high.
Now, I know it sounds cold when we cite statistics, but these were real people, and they died. In the one case, the girl's mom was standing right there when it happened.
It's terrible, but it's so easy to fix. If you have any clothes or a backpack with drawstrings, Just cut them off. No one uses them anyways.
Our last topic is safety inside the bus. When you first get on, sit down and put your backpack under the seat in front of you.
And stay in your seat. Don't get up and walk around. If you're up when the bus suddenly stops, and it does all the time, you can fall and get hurt.
And don't distract the driver. They have to concentrate on their driving. Keep your voice down and don't throw things. Never stick your hands or head out the window. I know sometimes somebody's messing with you, but seriously, you can break an arm or worse can happen if the bus drives near a tree or a street sign. It happens fast.
If there's an emergency, the driver will tell you if you have to get off the bus. Do it quickly and orderly. Gather a safe distance away with the other students.
That was a lot of good information, so let's go over it one more time. Stay out of danger zones. Never pick up anything near to or under the bus. Get the driver's help. Never go around, under, or near the crossing gate. Be at the bus stop on time. Don't run after the bus or bang on the side. Never cross the street behind the bus. If you have to cross the street, wait for the driver's signal. Get rid of your drawstrings. Be responsible inside the bus. Never put your arms or head outside the window.
Thanks for listening to us. Remember, the bus is familiar, but don't take it for granted. It's still a big, heavy piece of equipment that can kill you. Please be careful and take good care of yourself.